Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to be right back with this week's tech guests. But first, we want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. So stay with us. It's only 3 minutes. Listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Tech Tuesday segment, then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. Probably the best purchase I ever made as an AD. That's sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to say thank you to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Let their team turn you into a social media marketing guru. Whether it's a small social media post or an entire newsletter, the team at Gipper will have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. That's Gipper.com. We also want to say thank you to Hometown. Hometown is still changing the game for schools with their solutions that include things like, digital ticketing, athletic website construction, fee-free fundraising. Whether you're an AD, a principal, even a head coach, Hometown's going to show you how to save time, show you how to raise more money, and bring your community together. That's hometown.com. We also want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. Go to their website and take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. You put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for coaches, especially fundraisers. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. You're going to be glad you did. We also want to say thank you to Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. I didn't get my master's from Ohio, but my assistant athletic director did, and it was a great experience. It's very affordable, just 20 months. And while you're completing your degree, you also complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We want to thank our good friends at HUDL. As a football coach, I used HUDL for years. As an AD, I made sure we were a HUDL school. Our coaches, our parents, our student athletes just love the platform. Go to huddle.com. Find out all the ways that they can help you and turn your school into a HUDL school. We want to say thank you to Snap Mobile, particularly Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to Snap Raise. It's a platform that we used at our school with tremendous success, and so will you. Check out all their other great features. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. We want to thank Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform you're going to use every single day, whether it's scheduling, rosters, or results. Their eligibility and clearance platform alone is a game changer, and all you have to do is go to homecampus.com. That's homecampus.com. And we want to thank Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program, students, athletes, and parents. That's athleticsurveys.com. You're going to be very glad you checked them out. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to go a little bit north today from our worldwide studios here in Central Florida. We're going up to Valwood High School. That's in Valwood, Georgia. And we're going to be talking with Brent Martin. Brett is the Director of Athletics at Valwood. He's a HUDL user, obviously. Those of you that listen to the podcast know that I used HUDL for years. But let's go and get the introductions out of the way. Brett Martin, welcome to the Educational AD Podcast.
Happy to be here.
Well, you and I were talking before we started to record. You know, it's a busy time for ADs. You know, fall season. I don't want to say it's wrapping up, but it's we're definitely past the halfway mark. Winter teams are probably getting ready to start practicing. But
Oh, yeah.
Brett, we always like to let our listeners have a chance to get to know our guests. So, give us your origin story. As I like to say, tell us your life story in 2 minutes. Let our listeners have a chance to get to know you.
I was a grew up in Homerville, Georgia, which is about 30 miles from Valdosta here. Um, Went to high school there, public school guy. Never thought much about the private school world. Went to school, graduated from Georgia, came back. I was a graduate assistant baseball coach at Valdosta State College at the time. Now it's Valdosta State University. And then I decided I was going to be a big time college baseball coach. Well, that didn't pan out right away. So I ended up getting a job at Valwood in Valdosta. We were on the old campus, which is downtown now. Um, then and was here for 2 years as an assistant coach. Left for a year, went to Brantley County um, as a football and baseball coach. The guy that was here as the head football coach left. I came back as football, head baseball, and athletic director. And so I've been athletic director here I've been here total of 33 years, athletic director for over 30, for 31. So I, it's been, I came to this place that was going to be just a waypoint on my exciting journey into the big time. But here I am. Uh, Raised my kids here. Both my kids graduated from here, and they're grown now. And I've loved it. We moved to a new campus after about 10 years of me being here. We moved out here to a new campus out here between Valdosta and Hayhira. We actually have a Hayhira address now, but we're on a beautiful campus. I was fortunate to be a part of designing and building the athletic portion of it, and here I am at the what is, I guess, the end of my career. Um, and people keep saying, well, you've been there a long time, when you're going to retire? And I'm like, I like what I'm doing. I don't know of anything else to do. So I enjoy being here, love being at Valwood, love the town, and I think I'll be here for a few more years. But it's a wonderful place to be.
Oh, wow. That's such great. I loved listening to the stories. We're going to have to get you back on the podcast later on to do a full interview and do a deep dive into, all things, Valwood. But let's go and talk a little bit about Huddle. Now, again, you and I were talking earlier. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, and I'm from that generation. You might caught the tail end of it, where Saturday morning you were driving 3 hours to that convenience store to make the handoff of the VHS tape. So when Huddle came around, it was just like it was wow on so many different levels. And I think probably the majority of our listeners are familiar with that aspect of it, the video analysis and breakdown, the highlight tapes, and all that good stuff. Um, as a athletic director, our school, the McClay School in Tallahassee, we were a Huddle school, and virtually every single one of our teams, used Huddle. We had the focus cameras in the gym and on the multiple fields and things like that. But as you have, let's say, introduced Huddle or developed Huddle at your school, what's some of the feedback that you've gotten from the coaches on that aspect, helping them coach better? We're going to get into the other areas, of course, but, from the coaching standpoint, what are some things that you can share with our listeners about the Huddle platform?
The whole time I was the head football coach, it was all VHS. Like you say, that Saturday mornings having to travel and meet somebody and change tapes. Man, I wish I had Huddle. My coaches love Huddle. You know, coaches are sort of reticent to get into things full force because they've been doing something one way. When we first got Huddle, this has been one of the only technological platforms I have not had to beg them to do, right? When we first started it, everything was so easy and so good, so well laid out that they jumped right into it. Um, and then we were just using it for football. And then when we got cameras in the gym, we started using it for basketball. We started using it for volleyball. Um, and now we're going to have cameras on the softball field and the baseball field. I mean, that's how much I believe in it. Anything that they offer, we will do because it is such a tool for my coaches. They can record practices, they can record games, they can, the huddle assist breakdown, all that, everything that gives them the most valuable commodity. And this from being an AD, The one thing that you can't buy is time. And what Huddle does, it helps you with time and time management, and it makes things so much easier. Um, all the football coaches now in our region have it, and everybody can change. You can exchange film with the click of a button. So that makes a huge difference now. And my coaches all love it. They really do. They
Yeah.
wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
No, it's great to hear. I used to love walking through the gym and seeing, and as you mentioned, same for us, our volleyball coach, and then our boys and girls basketball coaches. I used to love to see them um, going into bringing out their cell phone and programming the focus cameras for just to do practice and things like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
So no, it's just very cool. It's just such a great tool, and the time thing that you mentioned, time it saves time for coaches, but it also saves times for ADs as well. Um, let's go and jump into some of the other features. We at my school, and again, I retired 5 years ago. We had not made the jump into some of the newer features, at least they were new at the time, that Huddle provides. What are some things that you're doing at Valwood with the Huddle platform that you can share with our listeners?
Well, I think to me the biggest thing, and I don't know if this counts as platform or whatever, but when they came out with the full-time cameras, the cameras that you mount on the press box, on the in the end zone, on the gym wall, we don't have to find a kid to film, right? You don't have to drag your equipment out there on top of the press box or into the gym and a platform or anywhere else. With those cameras, those stationary cameras there, like you say, you take out your cell phone, you program it in, and it's there. And you put your games into Huddle, and they're going to automatically record. Nobody ever has to go, oh, I forgot to record the game today. If your games are in Huddle, it's going to record on that camera. So to me, having the cameras there and programmable like that is huge, because you know how it is. You're trying to find somebody to keep a gate, trying to find somebody to work your camera and do your filming and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is taken out.
Yeah.
Another thing we love is we love Huddle Fan. Um, to stream to, streaming was big, started cranked up big during COVID. And at the time, we didn't have Huddle yet. We had Huddle, but not the cameras. We had NFHS. And I had NFHS for cameras for 2 years. As soon as Huddle came out with their cameras, I bought them, even though I already had NFHS, because I believed in Huddle that much and knew how easy it was going to be. So now we can stream we don't have a radio broadcast for our football or basketball or anything else. We stream it, and we got a guy that comes in. He's got cameras and everything. He's a head football coach's brother, actually. He streams all of our stuff like a TV broadcast with
Right.
graphics and everything else. And was doing it through Facebook, and we started doing it this year on Huddle Fan, and it's been fantastic. Everybody can get access to it, and it's out there. And we use the Huddle cameras to do it. So um, my coaches we love Huddle Assist, where we break down the stats and everything like that. I mean, that is such a time saver. You don't have to have the head coach and assistant coaches sitting there breaking down film to try to get stats and everything else. Huddle does it for us. So the time saving element on that is tremendous. Also, I love the fact that kids and parents can log in, they can get a Huddle account, they can log in, and they can see all this stuff. They can see the films of the games. My mother, um, when my son was playing, but when she was still alive, she had a Huddle account, and she would go back and watch his games. It was amazing. When he graduated in 17, I think, 18. She still would go into her Huddle and watch his games when he was gone. So that the ability to do that kind of thing, and it makes it widespread for everybody. It gives everybody a lot more access to film and to the teams. And what that does to me is engender interest in the team, right? It's much easier to fundraise, much easier to get folks interested when they have access, because that's what people want these days, right? That's what we get with social media and everything else. They feel like they're getting access, right? Sometimes, maybe not always for the best, but what Hubble does is helps them feel like they're a part of it, and helps them to get access. So
Boy, that is such a cool thing. Thanks for sharing that. I know my wife will maybe once a year she'll say, "Hey, can you put in TJ's highlight tape that we made?" He's a few years
yeah,
older than your son, but uh, and I had we did, and I'm sure you still do it. We sent out the recruiting tapes or compilations for the kids, but we created just as many, if not more, highlight tapes for kids that were never going on to college.
oh
They
yeah,
just wanted to have a memories of their playing days, and not just for football, but for a lot of other sports too.
sure.
You mentioned, the huddle, the huddle fan, and we didn't do streaming at my school again. It was just coming around, and we didn't use any of the other huddle features. I know you mentioned when we were talking that you're getting ready to start with the ticketing platform. Is that right?
Yes, we've sort of started to be all encompassing with Huddle. But I didn't even realize they had a ticketing platform. We already had signed up with GoFan back during the pandemic when we were trying to do cashless transactions and things like that. I don't know that we'll ever be able to go completely cashless here because we got a lot of grandparents that come in and they're not going to buy a ticket on their phone. They're still because so we'll still have that, but we're moving to more and more into that cashless platform. Plus, it's the ease of doing it. People can walk up to our gates now, and if they haven't already gotten their ticket, they can scan that thing and they can get a huddle ticket and they can get in right there on their phone. And we don't have to have a card reader, right? It's all taken care of. We don't have to worry about the transaction. We just get we get a message that you've made this much money. So yeah, we're trying to. I mean, everything that Huddle offers, I think we've done. They did the beta end zone cam
Right.
this year, and we were part of that. And it's great. We get an email. I'll probably get an email every week or every 2 weeks that says, okay, what's good about it, what's bad about it. And we put it in there. And then whatever it is, it's like my football coach told me today. He said, we were talking about the end zone cam because we had some tracking problems and stuff at first. He goes, Coach, it gets better every week. So they're listening. And I told him, I said, that's good because it tells me they're listening to what we're saying. They're getting that feedback and they're improving it. So we just this year we got that and we got the baseball and softball. I'm looking forward to baseball season, to us being able to stream those games, and for our baseball coach to be able to have that feedback. He can film practices, he can film inter squads, he can film games, and he can go back and take a look. And the kids will have that too. Like you were saying, there's 98% of the kids that play high school sports aren't
Yeah.
going anywhere,
Hmm.
right? This is it for them. They'll strap it on for the last time right here at this school. So our job is not to worry about them getting to the next level. We'll help them if that's what they want. But our job is to worry about them having a great experience, the best experience they can have while they're here. And so part of that is, hey, you want a highlight tape? Here's how we do it. Click, 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 and done. So it's all part of the experience to me. And whatever we can do to make our kids' experience at this school better, especially at a private school, when folks are paying for the pleasure of being here, hey, the better you can make it, the more worth their money it is. So
Yeah. Well, I just always love it when I hear a AD talk like that. Yeah, we want to win. We want to hang those banners. We want to send kids on to college. But hey, that's a small percentage of the kids we're going to see, that 94, 96%. Let's make sure they're having a great high school experience because that's basically it for them.
yeah, that's our job, really. I mean, our coaches are great at helping kids get to the next level if they want to play. And you know how it is. parents are like, well, he wants to go to Clemson. And you're like, well, he's more of a St. Ignatius kind of guy. So if more often than not, the kid would say, okay, he has to make a decision. Do I want to go to UGA and be a citizen, or do I want to go to a small college where I can play? If you want that experience, we can help you do it, you know? But if you're that guy, if you're a D1 guy, which is rare, but hey, we'll help you get there too. So the
And
best thing about it, all we got to do is to send your film to wherever we need to send it in this country or any other that you want it to go to. Is click, is you get the mouse and click, and it's there. So
we can help him get to Clemson. He's probably going to be up in the bleachers, with
that's
a
right.
purple and orange T-shirt, but hey, we
Right.
can get him there. You mentioned, making money, raising money, obviously for ADs across the country. That's a never-ending challenge. Um, how have you approached, the streaming and, advertising and that sort of thing through the Huddle platform? Do you charge for streaming? Are you selling ads? I know a lot of schools, have a different approaches. How are you handling that at Valwood?
What our football radio guy who now does video for football, what he has done, since this is really the first year that we've used Huddle Fan for our streaming, he has basically gotten sponsorships in the form of people who have, helped him buy equipment to get this thing started. And so he's done a really good job there. Next year, and we already had a meeting about this last week, he's going to start doing more like commercials and do sponsorships and use it that way. So we're in the infancy of our streaming in terms of streaming the games, especially with advertising. But as we get more established and people start realizing what we're doing and that we're out there streaming, we'll be able to start selling those ads. So it's going to become a revenue stream for us. Plus, the better, the more we're out there, the more people we reach, the easier it is. Because you know how you were at McClay, you hit the same people over and over and over every year, right? So you got to find variables. You got to find different people to hit. So the more we're out there, the more folks we can hit.
No, absolutely. It's creating that brand awareness, not just in your community, but beyond statewide. Um, Guys, I really appreciate you spending time with us today on this. We could go on forever. I think most ADs, most coaches, they understand, the value of, the old school huddle, the video analysis and making those tapes. For somebody out there, say an old dinosaur like me, that might just be a little hesitant about trying something new, um, what can you share more? And you've done a great job today, but what would you tell that AD about how Huddle has changed or been a game changer at your program at Valwood?
It's made, like I said before, it's given everybody that valuable commodity that you cannot purchase, which is time. If our coaches have more time to be coaches and not have to worry about those things. As an AD, when you can basically, it's like a plug and play system. You know, the support has been magnificent. If you have a question at all, I pick up the phone, I call Nate or I email Nate, my guy, and he goes, "Hey, what do you need?" And he gets it fixed. Whether we got an email yesterday that our end zone camera was offline, and I was like, man, thank goodness they do that, and we don't have to waddle out there on Friday and turn it on and go, uh-oh, it's offline. We got it fixed today. So I would tell an AD, listen, you want ease. You want it to be easier. You want more time. You want less time spent on doing those kind of things, worrying about people filming and worrying about the all that stuff. This is the platform to do it with. I've been around 33 years and nothing has ever been this easy. It gives you time to be a better administrator. I learned that early on that you can't be back. I was a head football coach and a head baseball coach and an AD back in the time when all the football coaches were ADs, And as time has gone on over the past 33 years, the one thing I realize is that you cannot do a great job as an AD if you are trying to do too many things. Because in the old days, it was me and a typewriter and a landline. And that was, you typed up a schedule, you handed it out to everybody and said, take this to your parents. And if they didn't, well, that's their fault. Now, as the years have gone by, the need for communication has grown tremendously. The need for people to be involved has grown tremendously. To be able to give them this and say, okay, you want to see your son's film, or you want to, stream, you want to watch your son's game, you want the grandparents to watch your son's game. Here it is, point and click, bam. It makes it so much easier. And it makes you as an AD look better, to be honest, because you're providing the things that they want. They want information and they want to be able to see their kid. And that's what you're giving them. So,
No, again, you're absolutely right. Great testimonial. Speaking of which, if one of our listeners wanted to reach out, find out a little bit more about how you use the program, or just to pick your brain as an AD, what's the best way that they can get a hold of Brett Martin?
my email here at school is bmartin@valwood.org.
Okay. And
And my phone number is 229-560-7903. That's my cell. So if anybody out there has a special giveaway or anything, call me up.
absolutely.
But yeah,
Hey,
I'd love to talk to anybody, man. It's like I tell my coaches, guys, I'm here for you. I've made 30 years of mistakes, so you don't have to. I'm trying to help you not make those mistakes that I've made over the last 30 years. So that's what I'd love to help people.
well, Brett, I got to ask, are you going to make it down to Tampa for the national conference in December?
I am looking at that, man. I like that. I don't know if I am this year or not because my son actually gets married in January.
Oh, okay.
So my wife's kind of a stop on travel right now because
You got to focus on the
we got a
Tampa
rehearsal
part.
dinner to
Okay.
pay for. But yeah, but yeah, I love the conference, man.
All right. Well, hopefully you can make it down there. If not, maybe I can make it up to Georgia for your state conference. Thanks again for coming on and sharing all the best moving forward. And I'm serious. After the first of the year, reach out to me. We'll get you on for your own full-length interview.
Sure, love to.
For our listeners, we want to say thank you to you and remind you that we upload the Zoom recordings of all of these interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do Tech Tuesday just about every week, and just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of athletics. So please come back and join us again on the next episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Before we go, of course, we want to thank all of our great sponsors, including HUDL. You just heard a great commercial for HUDL. Guess what? It's a great platform. Go to huddle.com for more information. We want to thank Athletic Surveys. I want to say thanks to Hometown. I want to say thank you to Ohio University. We want to thank Home Campus and Sideline Interactive. We want to say thanks to Gipper, Vital Signs Wall of Fame, and Snap Raise. Check out all of these sponsors. Don't forget to tell them about the podcast. Okay? Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD.